All episodes of The Acolyte are now streaming on disneyplus. This is what we thought. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Fly By Night Reviews. I'm your host, Kiren
and Dom.
Today, me and Dom are reviewing all episodes of The Acolyte. It is now streaming on Disney+. But before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe below. We are almost at 200 subscribers. It would mean a lot to hit that subscribe button. So, Dom, what did you think?
Good night.
Oh yeah, by the way, before we start, there will be spoilers.
Oh yes.
In this, because we're gonna jump all over the place because we kind of dropped the ball on doing episode by episode, so we're just like, eh.
Honestly, it probably is for the best. Yeah, this. Okay, I'll start with some positives. It was a cool concept. The cast was decent. It's just everything kind of. It was a lot of wasted potential.
Yeah, so. If you check out, we have a trailer reaction that we did months ago, and I pretty much, after watching that trailer, I was kind of like, I have a bad feeling about this, because they were selling it as this, like, kind of, from the perspective of, like, the dark side, or, the bad guys, and, initially, or essentially what we got was kind of like the same old, like, Jedi. Mainly from the Jedi's perspective, like a little bit from like from the Sith or the dark side, but for the most part, like you said, good ideas, good concept, but very bad execution.
Yes, and for some of it looked great, and then there were scenes where it just looked really cheap, or like they were on a set, and then you find out that it has the same budget as House of Dragons, and you're like, huh?
Yeah,
where'd that money go?
Exactly. It had a big problem with the tone as well. Like the first two episodes really kind of got me intrigued in the whole thing. You have this character May, and then this mysterious character who's targeting Jedi, like kind of killing Jedi off.
Right.
And you find out who that other person is pretty quickly. It's her name's Osha. Wait. See, this is the problem. There's twins, so May and Osha are like identical twins.
Yeah.
But Osha is the good one, or
starts out as the good one? Yeah.
Good one? So yeah, this is where the problem happens. It's like May is kind of like trying to hunt kill all the Jedi, and then Osha is like a Jedi,
failed Jedi?
Yeah, failed Jedi.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so that the whole story is like there's these mysterious murders happening. So it kind of starts off like this like murder mystery.
Right, which would have been a cool idea to go down had they kept with that, but they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you pretty much solved it by episode 2. Like, it's like mystery solved, and they could have literally had that as the whole plot for the whole show, as opposed to like what they did.
See, and in my first thought, which probably would have been better, is what if she was doing this on her own and not realizing it, like losing consciousness and killing these people? But
yeah, that would have been kind of like Moon Knight.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, there were some good characters. I really liked the guy who played Saul, Lee Jung-jae. He was in Squid Game, which I haven't seen, but I heard that he actually learned English for this role.
Yeah. Better than some people, native speakers.
Yeah, seriously. But I thought he was very, very good. He wasn't like the standard, like kind of, because there was a lot of like cookie cutter sort of stoic Jedi.
Oh yeah. He was definitely tortured by his past and fallible.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing that I liked about the show. It kind of explored more of the flaws of the Jedi Order. Mm-hmm. I mean, kind of similar to what the prequels did, but it sort of went in more in depth.
Yeah.
And I kind of appreciated that. And I know a lot of people were like, it went against the canon, and because the Sith weren't around for millennia, and they had this mysterious,
which they took care of that whole thing. So yeah.
Yeah, but people, even with that explanation, they kind of still complained about it.
It's Star Wars. People are going to complain no matter what.
Yeah. And then we get Carrie-Anne Moss. She plays Indara, and she kind of gets killed in the first episode.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, that's that actually kind of gave me some hope for the show, because it's like, oh, that's a big name. You're not just going to kill a big name without it meaning something, and then...
Yeah, I mean, they kind
really.
of... I think this show, they sort of like... They went into it knowing they're going to kill off some of the main characters because it's set in the past.
Uh-huh.
And just for continuity purposes, they have to kind of kill these characters off. But they definitely killed off a lot of people, which I wasn't expecting. And
right.
The big bad in it, his name's Quimir. But he plays kind of like the bumbling idiot in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And then you find out he's the masked Sith guy.
Which is they kind of were heavy-handed with like, oh, this mysterious guy, and then this guy shows up like, it's probably that guy.
Yeah, they could have did a better job with the reveal, or even having somebody else be the Sith, like just somebody completely not even in the show, like just popping up, like maybe one of the old the witches or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that was another thing that I forgot to explain or to talk about was like the whole witch.
Oh yeah.
So May and Osha are from like a coven of witches.
Dark side witches, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like they were basically
not Night Sisters.
Yeah, dark side users, but they were kind of like a coven, like kind of, and in a sense, it was episode 3 was pretty like jarring and cheesy, with the whole chanting and like it was a little cheesy.
Those kid actors were not done any favors.
Yeah, the acting, that's a whole other topic. The acting just in this show was kind of like, I don't know if it was just the material or what, because, Leslie Headland or whatever, she's done, I think there was a show that's really good, apparently. I haven't seen it, but it's a Russian doll.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, so she's an accomplished writer, but it just seems like maybe there were a lot of cooks in the kitchen on this one, and
this definitely feels like, of the whole, what I can't remember the head of Disney before when Bob Iger, when Bob Iger stepped aside, and then he took over, then the pandemic, and then he's trying to rush all these projects to get all that streaming revenue, and this just reeks of that. But they had so much time to work on it that you would think it would have been a little better than all that. Yeah,
it definitely feels like the old method of creating the shows that Disney is kind of moving away from. I think this is probably like the last of the bunch. Yeah, but I mean, it was just there was the one thing I also liked about it was the lightsaber battle was really good,
especially that one episode.
Episode 5, where
episode 5.
He kills everybody, which was like I was very surprised. I was like, wow, he's killing Jedi like nothing, and I was like, I kind of applauded them for doing that because that was something that we haven't seen before,
right? Yeah, that was a gutsy move. So it wasn't all bad. There was some good in there. But it just feels like the bad more outweighed the good. So.
Yeah, like the little freaking muskrat.
Oh, God.
That was so annoying. Like, they were totally trying to just throw that in because it's like the Ewoks.
With Baba Freak.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, come on, man. Just give us, like... I'm not asking for, like, a super dark, super serious Star Wars. I just want something that the tone is, like, the same throughout.
Yes.
Like...
What was the episode where Soul's ship kind of goes on the fritz for a second, and then May is disguised or acting like she's Osha, and and she gets into that weird little fight with with
it's like oil squirted in her eye, and it's like super like slapstick kind of. I was like, what?
When did we get to the Three Stooges area?
Yeah, not to mention her like back and forth, her motivations. Like one minute she's like, I gotta kill all the Jedi, and then all of a sudden she's like, no, I'm gonna surrender to the Jedi, and then oh wait, no, I want to kill the Jedi again. It's just like, what? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
that was. I mean, a lot of fans online complained about that, and I was like, I was kind of in agreement to that. I was like, yeah, it's kind of stupid, like the way her character sort of just like flip flopped and, but overall, I watched every episode and it wasn't like a slog to get through the show. It was still, it had bits and pieces that I think
there's more standout moments to this than there was for Obi-Wan for me.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. Like, they did some new stuff with this show that Obi-Wan kind of didn't do, and besides the kind of cheesiness of certain parts of them, like I think I kind of like I may have liked this show more than Obi-Wan, and that's sad because
Obi-Wan had so much like. I've been saying this with a lot of these Disney Plus shows, Marvel, and especially Star Wars. There's a lot of potential for these things, but they just kind of get in their own way.
Yeah, I'm just really hoping they really focus on like their direction, the next series, or if there is even going to be a season 2 of the Acolyte,
which they definitely wanted to set up a season 2.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Yoda is like kind of teased at the very end of the episode, and so
we got Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, Darth Plagueis is also in it, like briefly. Which, if the show was amazing, I would be like super stoked. But since it was kind of like so-so, I'm kind of like, if you're a Star Wars fan, just go check the series out, and there's
watch them all.
Yeah, there's things you're gonna like about it. There's things you're not gonna like about it, and that's kind of like with any kind of Star Wars stuff right now. But I don't think it's as bad as what people are saying. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever.
Right.
I thought Book of Boba Fett was a whole lot worse than this.
Yes,
for sure. Well, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe below. Let us know. Have you seen The Acolyte?
What was the last Star Wars you actually really enjoyed all the way through?
Yeah, definitely for me was probably the sequel trilogy, to be honest, because
the Last Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But anyway, it was great talking to you, and we will catch you next time.
Peace.